Here's one you can't make up. New reports the FBI investigating whether Russian money went to the NRA to help Trump. This is a McClatchy story. Two people familiar now with the Mueller investigation tell McClatchy the NRA spent $30 million to back Trump. That's okay. Triple the amount spent, though, on Romney's 2012 campaign. And the reporting draws another Russian player out of the shadows. This man you see on your screen, Alexander Torshin. He was a Russian senator, a powerful member of Putin's party. His official title, deputy governor of a central bank. And he's been described as a, quote, godfather in the, quote, Russian mob, which has been implicated in international money laundering. Here's what's going on, though, in the U.S. This person met with Donald Trump Jr. in Kentucky at the NRA's 2016 convention. You can see his father's speech there to what was a packed house. In December, there was another piece to this puzzle because the New York Times reported an email that was sent to Jeff Sessions and a key Trump advisor, Rick Dearborn, that said Russia would attempt to use the NRA's annual convention to make first contact. Now, let's be very clear. If a foreign government or espionage operation did weaponize the NRA to funnel money to the Trump campaign, that is not just a scandal in that it sounds terrible. That is a federal felony. That's what's under investigation, not proven. The connecting of the dots on the money trail, well, that's been happening reportedly by Mueller and now with reporters tracing his tracks. I'm joined by one of those reporters. Peter Stone broke this story and has the story everyone's talking about. Peter, why is this important, and does it look to you like it is in scandal territory or there are potential federal crimes here?
Well, it's definitely an important story because part of Mueller's mission from the beginning has been looking at how there might have been Russian monies funneled into the U.S. This predated Mueller's efforts. In fact, the FBI was looking at it prior to his coming in. And we know about the ads on Facebook. We know about other things that the Russians did.
Talk to me about the NRA, though.
Okay, well, it's important because the NRA was the leading outside spender on behalf of Trump in 2016. They spent at least $30 million directly on his campaign. We have sources who've told us that they spent over what they officially reported, which is legal. They can spend more on things like field operations. They're known for having a incredible great get-out-the-vote operation. We know that Torshin has had ties to the NRA that have grown in the last few years. He is a lifetime member of the NRA. He hosted a big delegation of top NRA folks in Moscow in December of 2015. That's the same month that Michael Flynn went over there. And some of those people were major NRA fundraisers who were over there. It's important that they're trying to dig into whether or not Torshin actually funneled money through the NRA to help the Trump campaign. They must have some evidence because they've started looking into this. We don't know how much they have at this stage, though.
The NRA, unlike, say, some of the defenses of the Trump campaign, is a highly sophisticated and experienced political operation. When I worked on Capitol Hill, when I worked in the Senate, they were considered one of the most effective, sophisticated operations, period, whether you agree with them or not. So that's different than folks who took meetings and then later said, we didn't know that was a bad idea. What does your reporting suggest about the NRA, their knowledge of anything that was potentially illicit, or how they explain this?
Well, the NRA hasn't commented publicly. They didn't comment to us. We asked them for a comment. They didn't say anything. We've heard that a comment may be coming, but we haven't seen anything yet. We don't know how much.
Is that weird? Is that weird on its face, Peter? It would seem to me they might want to knock this down.
Yeah, well, it would seem to us, too, that they would want to, put a lid on this as soon as they could. But it's taken over a day and a half, and we haven't gotten a comment from them yet. We've asked even today, again, would you give us a comment on this? So we don't know quite what's going on, whether there will be something coming soon. But we think
and the last thing I got to ask you, the last thing is, I would never, of course, ask you to try to dig into who your sources are, but can you shed any light on how or why you would know this? Take skeptics in our audience who say, well, is this just someone trying to give the NRA a hard time? How are you at least thinking that your sources are credible or they know this?
Well, we know that our sources, the two people who talked to us, have been talking to us about various parts of the investigation on and off for months, and they have proven to be correct. They have good information,
Wow.
and we believe they're trustworthy. We wouldn't have gone with it if we didn't have experience with them.
Peter Stone, you are a serious reporter with serious sources, and you have a serious story on your hands. So thanks for telling us about it tonight.